Fairy Tales for Kids.
The Magical Timekeepers. In a town where days were sunny, and nights were filled with twinkling stars, there lived a group of friends who were about to learn an exciting lesson about valuing time. Meet Timmy, Leela, and Benny, the three most adventurous kids in the town. They loved playing together and exploring every corner of their colorful neighborhood. But there was one thing they often took for granted: time. One bright morning, the kids gathered in their favorite spot, a cozy treehouse high above the ground. As they chatted and laughed, Benny pointed to the clock on the wall. "Hey, have you ever noticed how that clock never stops ticking?" Benny asked. Timmy and Leela looked at the clock, its hands moving steadily. "Yeah, it's always telling the time," Leela replied. But just then, something magical happened. The clock started glowing, and the three friends found themselves floating in the air. They giggled with excitement as they soared through the sky. Before they knew it, they landed in a place unlike any they had seen before: the land of time. Giant pocket watches hung from the trees, and hourglasses stood tall like trees themselves. The kids were amazed. In this magical land, they met Mr. Tick and Mrs. Tock, the guardians of time. They were lively, old creatures with long beards made of clock hands. Mr. Tick greeted them, saying, "Welcome, kids, you're here to learn the value of time." The kids followed Mr. Tick and Mrs. Tock on a journey through the land of time. They watched as the sun chased the moon, marking the days and nights. They saw how the seasons changed like clockwork, turning trees from green to red and back again. As they explored, they noticed something fascinating. Each moment in the land of time was precious, like a shiny gem, and it could never be repeated. Once it passed, it was gone forever. The kids realized that time was like the most incredible treasure chest, filled with moments waiting to be opened and enjoyed. They began to appreciate every second, every minute, and every hour. But as they were having so much fun, they lost track of time. They heard the ticking of a giant clock nearby and saw that they had to return home. With heavy hearts, they said goodbye to Mr. Tick and Mrs. Tock and found themselves back in their treehouse. As they sat there, they realized how much they had learned. They understood that time was a gift, and they should use it wisely. They started to value every moment, spending it with their friends and family, learning new things, and making wonderful memories. From that day on, Timmy, Leela, and Benny never took time for granted. They learned that it was one of the most valuable things in the world, and they used it wisely, filling their days with laughter, love, and adventure. And so, the tale of the magical timekeepers taught them, and all the kids in the town, that time was a treasure to cherish. It was a story of learning to value every moment, like a precious gem waiting to be discovered and enjoyed.